Welcome back to the Strictly Muscles Chronicles. Thank you for making time in your day to watch, to comment, and to share with your community. My name is Martin. I am a personal trainer, nutrition coach, and muscle activation technique specialist in Chicago. The purpose of the Chronicles is to provide exercise, nutrition, and mindset practices to help you persevere during the COVID-19 pandemic and to build strong practices and habits for life. The quote I have for you to really drive that home is from Epictetus. Progress is not achieved by luck or accident, but by working on yourself daily. Put these practices on exercise, nutrition, and mindset into your daily life and routine, and that's where you'll get the benefit. For nutrition focus, we've been all about this 80% full, satisfied but not stuffed. And we're using the habits this week of building your awareness of your internal cues of when to start and when to stop eating. That's your internal control, rather than relying on triggers that are external cues of when to eat. What could those be? For me, the things that popped up in my head were, oh, this commercial came on to eat a certain food, or it's a certain time that is prescribed in culture to eat. Well, if you're not hungry right then, why are you eating? Pay attention to what's your internal cues. Take charge of it. So what I want you to continue doing is stack that hunger awareness, becoming better at that. How you can do that is stack it on that cue of journaling when you're eating. So before you go to eat today, put it in your journal or in your calendar of how hungry were you? What are those hunger cues, physical hunger cues or mental hunger cues that you had? And then when you're done eating, write down your fullness cues that you have. And just start tracking those. And this will build on your skill of being able to get to eating till 80% full, being satisfied but not stuffed. Time for exercise. Yesterday, introduced building movement into your daily lives, your daily routine. I want to continue on with that today, but when I woke up this morning, I realized I totally forgot something that I think is very important. I was just saying, hey, do these motions, rather than, hey, do these motions in order to feel it somewhere. Have a certain intention, tying everything back into what we've been talking about today is this internal awareness. So the exercises that we went over yesterday, I want to cover them quickly and where to feel them, okay? So the first one, we were going flexing, feeling that in your abdomen. Extending back or lifting your rib cage up towards the ceiling, feel it through the muscles along your spine and your back. This rotation one, feeling it when you turn left, you're trying to feel it through the midsection, these trunk muscles of your around your belly. Side bending, trying to squeeze that side you're turning towards. Shoulder elevation, and up on the top of the shoulders, the traps. Shoulder depression. You want to feel that along your flank, your lats, and below your shoulder blade. Arms up here and reaching forward along that the flank right here. Those lats again through the chest, pulling backwards. Think about your shoulder blades. They're on your back, and you're pulling them together so you get the area between your shoulder blades. Arm up above your head, feeling some top of the shoulder, pulling your muscles up there, reaching your arm backwards. Now you're feeling the tricep, back of the arm, feeling it through the lats. Okay? Moving on, those are all seated. Well, what if you're doing this and you're going, okay, I'm going to be upright. I've set my desk up, I'm on a phone call, and I've got my headphones in, and I want to just move around while I'm in the meeting or I'm in that work environment. Well, I also talked about, so we're going to do some standing versions, but I also talked about starting seated so you can separate your upper body from your lower body. The goal there is, especially for the trunk muscles, is just so you can focus on trunk muscles. So I have a belt buckle on for you. Chicago flag edition. That belt buckle is to represent where my pelvis is. So when I do this exercise, I'm turning. You see how that stays still. So my lower body stayed still, and I'm able to challenge my upper body trunk muscles. Rather than if I went like this, my pelvis turned with it. So I'm not, essentially, I'm getting more movement at my hip bone, my femur in the pelvis, than I am at my core, my trunk, okay? So in the context of this, that's not necessarily bad. If you're a golfer, you want that, okay? But in this, I'm trying to separate the pieces. So do this for me, or employ this exercise in your movement, and where to feel it is the same as when you're seated, but it takes a bit of practice. Some additional movements for you to use and where to feel it next, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and go with a hip hinge exercise. So use my belt here represents where my pelvis is, all right? My index finger is on in front of my pelvis, my thumb is on the back of my pelvis. What I wanna do is lean forward or hinge at the hip and tilt that forward like this. So it'll look like this from the side. I'm just going right here. Now, I'm feeling this at the bottom, at the butt and at the top of the hamstrings. I'm not continuing down with my back rounding. I want to actually keep that at my start position. So I did engage through my midsection, my trunk, and then I'm tilting that pelvis, and that's where it goes for me. Some people are here, some people can get much further down. Do your capabilities, but focus, bring your attention back here. Next exercise, movement, is hip flexion. You can do it in a little marching, but my intention for you to think about here is think about abdomen and that upper quarter of your thigh, okay? So when you lift that leg up, feel through there. Third standing motion for you to do is this butt kick, okay? So from the side, I'm pulling my leg up. Quite a bit distance between my butt, but the goal of it is to think about squeezing your hamstrings, okay? Kind of a cool little feature of this one is as you do this stuff in the front is lengthening. So your hamstrings are shortening, your quadriceps are lengthening, all right? So go ahead and feel how both of those go. And then the last one, what I want you to do is put your arms out, have your feet as far out as you can, and then bring those hands again to your hips, okay? And what I'm gonna have you do is just gonna go ahead, once you get your position, is just lean, shift your weight to that right leg and squat down. Come back up, shift your weight to that left leg, squat back down, okay? From the side, it'll look like this. I did that. What I'm trying to do here is get this hip that I'm leaning towards engaged through the butt and the hamstring and the quad, and then the leg that I'm shifting away from, this trail leg, you're feeling it in that inner thigh. Why are we doing this? To really give you a chance to switch gears between your roles, okay? So plan how to do this. Plan out 5 to 10 minute breaks in between your meetings, in between going from being a lawyer to being a parent. That'll help you change your current settings, all right? Other benefit of it is it gives you a chance to move around, get that extra activity level each day. How many? Try 8 to 10. If there's things where we're doing each side, so we're going something like this, get 8 to 10, 8 to 10, like that, okay? Go ahead and employ those into your daily routine, schedule. For mindset, we're continuing on with our mind-body scan. This is about practicing awareness of our internal sensations and cues. Now, if you haven't been able to tell, I'm a little amped up today. I had a bit too much coffee. So during my mind-body scan, when I ask myself is how am I feeling? Jittery, amped up, ready to go. What were my emotions? Kind of the same thing. I was just like excited. Next question I want you to think about, have yourself when you do your mind-body scan is to ask yourself, what am I thinking? No right or wrong answer. Don't try to get rid of the thought or anything like that. Just be aware of it. Okay. I think a lot about when I'm doing my mind body scan. I'm often thinking about um, what's next in my day. What can I accomplish? What am I going to say in a video? And so whatever that is for you, again, not right or wrong, just being aware of it. Let's keep developing and practicing this ability to be aware of our internal sensations and cues. Thanks for watching. Be back tomorrow.